Welcome back, welcome back, welcome to Can't Catch a Break. I'm DJ and Dr. Shar Johnson. We want to thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break on this Monday, so sunny day of August 5th, 2025. Thank you all for taking out your busy schedules. Some of you may be at work, some of you may sleep. But if you're listening to Can't Catch a Break, we really appreciate you and thank you. All right. We have a good episode on today. Yes, we do. A very good episode. And we're going to talk about politics, something that needs to be talked about because we are in times now where we see how our politics, is crazy right now. Okay, for real, very crazy. So, on that, I'm going to give you a big shout out. Thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. And for me, you don't have to listen, but I appreciate you for listening anyway. I'm not here to be critical, judge anyone. I'm here to speak the facts, the truth, because we can be part of the solution and not part of the problem, okay? All right, because that's what it's all about. Unity, there's strength, okay? All right, let me get right to this good episode. On today, I want to talk about something, people might not look at it, they might say, "Oh, it's been going on." You see it in the news. But one of the things we've seen is the Constitution being violated. What y'all think? Okay, how the federal courts? What are they doing? Are they standing up for the Constitution? What y'all think? More of a question asked. You know, for the balance of power, you see what's happening on both political sides, Republican, Democrat. We see where we in an era right now of this year. Not even 2025 has gone, but I say about 6 months into the presidency of Donald Trump, we have seen these things of law being like twisted. Yes, we have 150 executive orders. Kind of remind me of those, what you call it, Project 2025, right? Is that it? Yeah, Project 2025. And see, if you read Project 2025, you can see that some of the things, executive orders, I don't know who told him that you can do this and you can do that, but it's unconstitutional without getting the Congress approval and who holds the purse, but yet things are being bypassed. So we see a lot of twisted things going on. And, when it comes to a question about asking anyone about the Constitution, we've heard that too on the news that I don't know. Okay? I don't know. And asked about would you hold the Constitution, uphold the Constitution, those questions. I don't know. Who will say that? I think I haven't seen any president for the last 2 decades, I say, have said, I don't know, whether Republican or Democrat, about the Constitution of the United States. I mean, really, when you look at the Article 2 of the Constitution, for those that, history scholars, I'm not a history scholar, but I know one thing, I did have history and history class that did, the teachers did a good job because the Constitution is intended to limit powers. Y'all know that, right? Of the presidency. For those that are thinking that the presidency is the king, he's not the king. Okay, he has limited authority. As a president, he can't do what he want to do, and we see that well because when you have a, a body of Republicans too in the Senate and the House that are letting him do that, then guess what? Then he'll continue on doing what he's doing. We see this, the power that he's able to be given because they agree to everything. Yeah, the Republicans, they agree to everything. When you look at what we're seeing on the news from all the different news stations, you see how they are. Some of these judges, we look at the judges right now, um, they're being appointed, and look at their track record uh, that has, have whistleblowers, have proven fact, innocent to proven guilty in the court of law. But you see that's been violated. We see the congressional override the statutes when it comes to the things they try to do. So when the president acts beyond the scope of his constitutional powers, and what do you think will happen to other branches of government, right? Okay, who gonna stop him? Okay, who gonna stop him? Okay, what's going on, huh? All right, why is that? Why the people are afraid of him? Huh? Why are they afraid of him? Huh? Why are they afraid of him? Why are they afraid of Trump? Why are they afraid of Trump? Oh, because he's gonna primary y'all. And I know if you're a Christian or non-Christian, you live in this world. You can't. You're gonna see it on the news. You're gonna see it. You're gonna hear about it in the newspaper. You're gonna hear about it. So don't you think that you're gonna just escape it because it affects people. It affects all human walks of life on this earth. Okay, what's going on? Okay, when it comes to your economic structure, when it comes to things, by you surviving, food, working on jobs, putting into savings, it affect you. Think about it, okay? So the Constitution does not give the president power to violate the Constitution, okay? Or he can't change the statutes. It's a congregational statutes. Congress must be able to or override it. Or the U.S. Supreme Court, they have to go before their decision, no matter, no matter what. And we see that. We see the things that's happening right now. Well, we have judges. Some judges, they're siding with the president. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you see some of these judges are acting scared. Why? Why are they so scared? I don't get that. Okay. All right. You are protected under the law. Okay. All right. Remember that. The law is for the lawless. Okay. And we see these laws are not being enacted. We see a branch of governments. Uh, they must be able to step up and stop them. You know, as the nation face the unconstitutional crisis we see of dismantling democracy. We hear people talk like this, right? We hear people from all over talk like this, right? And we have when it comes to the outreach, you see that's what's going on by people getting retribution because you came against that person, but there shouldn't be, no matter what party you're from. It shouldn't happen. We never had this as long as I've been born. I mean, coming up, I was never have this, until now. What I'm seeing, it is, uh, I mean, you really 220. It's like 50 years later, and you see how this uh, executive branch is acting right now. Uh, and you see the Congress, you see the Senate, you see these things, and yet we're voting for them. I mean, I didn't vote for them. The Republican. I didn't vote because I see that the things is what if you have a felon in office, why would you vote for a felon? He's gonna do what he gonna tell you one thing. He's already shown you what he'll do when he get in office. He'll violate the Constitution. Try at least. Assuming he think he's gonna get away with it, but you know the law is for the lawless. Um, so the outreach is here is very, very serious. The actions, and no matter what, when you have the Department of Justice, the FBI, when you have them all on your side, when you could dictate to them about what you want instead of them upholding the Constitution and some things I see, it seems like whatever he says, President Trump says goes. Okay, if he said go arrest someone, okay, we've seen that already where people they'll come after you. You know, when the Senate appointed Attorney General just now, she said she wasn't going to do it. Her appointed, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to hold the law. Well, you work for the people. You don't work for the president. Okay, when it comes to the laws, you work for the people. You are the highest chief of the nation, and yet you are setting boundaries of what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and when you should do it and how you should do it. We see that fact. Children are watching her. Young people are watching her. People are going to law school. You know, they're going to law school. Do we see that? They're going to law school. We see, these, teachers now studying law, teaching, people that want to become a lawyer, you know, and now it's like some of this stuff will be challenged in classrooms because when we see the acts of what's happening right now, the students can be like, well, he did this, she did that, and they got away with it. I thought you said it was unconstitutional, but well, the people see that now it's supposed to be up for the law. The Constitution supersedes when it comes to the law. Um, so we see the Supreme Court. Uh, things that Supreme Court is probably the lower courts, district courts. We see those of it's going back and forward, and just like Texas right now, we see Texas in the state where the Democrats had to leave Texas because of gerrymandering. They said gerrymandering, see, and this is supposed to happen every 30, 40 years, but yeah, just to have power. Uh, from a president, I thought the president should be not interfering with the state. Federal and the state is different. But we see where the president is interfering with Abbott over there in Texas, who's uh, who's uh, who's going after the Democrats because they want power when it comes to the Republicans to gain 5 seats. So it's in the media. But you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen when it comes to those 5 seats. Okay? There's a will, there's a way. Okay, God always provide a way. If you believe in God, we one nation under God. Okay, the Star Spangled Banner was a song for nothing. Okay, our flag was still there, wasn't a sign for nothing. Okay, yet wave, yes, oaths for the land of the free and the home of the brave. So when people don't forget that the people that fought wars, the veterans that risked their life just to come back into a authoritarian, a Arthurian. I can say, it makes me laugh when you try to say that because, wow. I mean, who would be, downtown, you'd be like, wow. I, I thought I would never be saying these words because, in politics, hierarchy, government, okay, stuff like that, dictator. Oh, well, I mean, wow. What's happened to the United States is very serious. I mean, things on birthright citizenships. I mean, really? People that are born here, legal, and they get challenged by the Supreme Court. That you don't want nobody here. You don't want nobody here that's here legal. And I think I say this: both parties came together and y'all tried to pass a bill back in 2024, a bipartisan bill with the board. But when you look at that, who stopped y'all? Who do you think stopped them? Trump stopped them because he told them no, so they didn't do it. Now, do you think he's getting the credit for what's happening now? Yeah, but he was the one that stopped the bipartisan thing from going on. It was a senator out of Oklahoma was trying to get it to go, but Trump, he stepped in. Okay, and right now you see that power to go after people, retribution from former presidents to people from attorney generals to FBI. We see that to former president. We see this. This is what's going on right now. This is not normal. Okay, if people have already moved on. Okay, innocent to proven guilty in the court of law. Now, if you're going after them, then especially like Jack Smith, I'm gonna talk about Jack Smith. He went before the courts before Donald Trump before he became president. But here's the dangerous part of that Donald Trump that he can come back on you because he has evidence on you that the Supreme Court, since you stolen, he got evidence on you that he can get you entangled. You talking about the Epstein case? Do you really want to go on dangerous grounds? Okay, because he has proof on you Okay, the stuff you did, he innocent to prove guilty. And I guarantee you, okay, do you really want to go there? Do you really want your cabinet to go after Obama? You want your cabinet to go after Hillary Clinton? You want Comey, Garland? Uh, I mean, really? Because what's going to happen is that it's all going to backfire because the Constitution stands any day when it comes to the law. Okay, and innocent till proven guilty still stands too. And if you don't have nothing, the judge is going to throw it out. Okay, it's a waste of taxpayers' money. People are working, trying to make a living, and that's all we hear is, you know, debates about this person doing this. No laws are being passed. This house, when it comes to the Republican Party or the megas, they are extreme. The traditional Republicans want to come back because they see it's not normal. Actually, it's Cheney. Look at all of them. Ask them. Look at Liz Cheney. Go ask Liz Cheney the book she read. You look at Liz Cheney, she'll tell like it is. Okay, overstepping the rule of law, the Constitution. And so I just wanted to share that. We got to pray. We see what's going on. Don't lose no sleep on and pray for those that believe in God. I'm not here to put my religion on you, and I'm just saying pray. Because when it comes to man, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. So He created everything. And man has no outreach to stop God when it comes to Him chastising a nation. He did it before. He'll do it again. So, in the first act Noah, in the days of flood, act Sodom and Gomorrah. I look at all that. Okay, yeah. So, do they really want to see God come down here on this earth? No, because it wouldn't be nothing nice. Innocent people that's down here, will have to go through that to see that. And I think God will protect them, but He'll be after the ones that are disobedient to Him because He's a loving God. But when those try to take power and say they're kings, because God said, "I'm a jealous God. Thou shalt know the gods before thee." So those are the things. We just pray for this White House. Pray for the pray for the Mitch Johnsons and Johnsons and those Chuck Grassley's and pray for them. I want y'all people to pray. Prayer changes. Do you believe in prayer? You believe in prayer. You believe in the Bible. Yeah, it can happen. All the millions of people out here, we just need to go and pray. Don't worry about it. Give it to the Lord. Give it to God. Give it to the Father. Okay, and I guarantee you, He can change hearts, minds, souls, and spirits. Okay, Trump, what he's doing, right now is not uh, American. Taking food from people, poor people. People are starving. Jobs are being lost. Retribution shouldn't be because something that you have a dislike of. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. So when I almost the solution is this: when we see all these laws about the Alien Enemies Act, of not uh, due process, when we see those laws like that, and a president try to run third term, he can't. He will never. I don't care who will try to put forward. Constitution supersedes all that. It says that regardless, there's no laws, no lawyer, no Supreme Court judge will will be able to override that. It's in the Constitution. Forbids a president from running a third term. If the Constitution in the 22nd Amendment, it was ratified to limit two-term presidents after Franklin Roosevelt, okay, after he was elected a fourth term in 1942, then that's what the members of Congress who passed the amendment, okay, were unified in the purpose of preventing, okay, the dictatorship of some totalitarian form of government from arising. So it makes it clear that no person shall be elected to office of president no more than twice. Okay, no matter what Trump tries to do, he will not get succeed. And the thing is, can the president be punished by law firms? So the president cannot be punished by law firms for uh, it says that, but here it is. Y'all gotta really understand that. But you gotta look at what in January 6th we saw that happen. But he did, and some things he did. Okay, okay, when he wasn't president, but he didn't win. So it was during that time when he had a leeway when they went after him to bring him up on that the 14th Amendment of the riot. But what happened? He was able to stall, and he was never. Then we came before the Supreme Court. When you said that judge, the Chief Justice, didn't do what he's supposed to do, he opened that door because you see what's happening now. And the Supreme Court judge, you knew what's going to happen if he got in. It's just a matter of time. Retribution, you see what's happening. Okay, you see what he's doing. He was charged with real estate, all that over in New York by attorney over there. And ever since then, he's been going after people. You have the Constitution protects anyone from freedom of speech, but it has to be true. It has to be something that is guaranteed evidence that you can see from the news. What's evidence is proof when you talk like that. And some people got to know their rights. Okay, so it appears that it's going to be unconstitutional. Okay, uh, so the Bill of Rights, uh, when it says that, using those like targeting law firms, uh, uh, you know, okay, so those are not uh, good things. See, a lot of attorneys that tries to get into the White House, they've been stopped. Okay, but it was in the First Amendment through the discrimination. Then you look at the Fifth Amendment rights to counsel. But see, that's the thing is, you have to understand that you cannot uh, try to overrule the Constitution when it says so. Okay. Okay. So when it comes to that, um, see, there was a case that went forward with these attorneys trying to get in, and they were sued because they were doing their job for the White House. They was hired, but you see how they can't. It's that's unheard of. We never heard of nothing like this. But and people are not challenging them for challenging this kind of uh, um, bad act that's going on in the White House right now. But when it comes to the law, okay, they already reviewed the temporary restraining orders against Trump administration. So you gotta understand that. So that's what's going on. Uh, and Trump administration did something uh, to a law firm because the law firm gave in where they pay Trump for pro bono work. I never heard of nothing like that. Okay, that should never have been. But like Adam Schiff, I'm just saying they not like Adam Schiff, the senators. They only speaking the facts. They're just speaking the facts. When you look at these senators, they're not just making this up. They got proof of it, and they're not just. It's not out of dislike. It's just the proof of the law. You things you can't do. So when they say different politicians, Republican, Democrats are bad, no, they're expressing the truth. They ain't making this up. They got proof that it's It's there. So when I look at when I look at the U.S. Senate, Chuck Grassley, and when I look at him, I see that there was some things that went on that him, Lindsey Graham, and all those won. It's because some things that happened because some judges wasn't appointed. Now it's their turn. When so they're gonna go back and they're gonna go back and go after the judge. They don't get the judge they want because of what the Democrats say. See, there shouldn't be no fighting in the White House. But we see it's happening right now. We see this. Or you see one man who's standing there saying to the Republicans, that if you don't do it, I say I'm gonna primary you. Okay, and they're scared. They're scared. But you're supposed to work for the voters. And I commend Booker and those that shift and many others. Mikowski and uh, those that fight. For rights. Okay, and so out of Maine and senator out of Maine and senator out of Kentucky. Because it ain't right. And the House of Representative, who's Massey, who's standing up. And this was going to take. People got to come together. The voters, the taxpayers of this world. When it comes to the First Amendment rights to protect everyone in the United States. Okay, freedom of speech. Okay, as long as they're not true threats. Okay, the Fifth Amendment protection clause. Okay, it protects any institution. Okay, because it need to be. When you see people, even on Sesame Street, all those PBS, they have got defunded because of. I, I, I mean, we had Sesame Street, we had Big Bird, like that. We had Mister Rogers' Neighborhood stuff, Zoom. You had stuff like that, and they take stuff off like that. Who will take PBS off? Why? Why? And there's so much dislike. This is not right. And you look at Homeland Security, we see a lot of things happen in Homeland Security where you have a governor, former governor, who is really not uh, upholding the law when it comes to arresting a U.S. senator. Padilla over there. You saw it happen, right? We see that on TV. It's embarrassment, and many other countries are looking at it and saying, "What are they doing in the United States?" Okay, I know they have their problems, but if this is, and then we got police and going to L.A. I mean, and when you talk, I'm not police. I'm talking about Secret Servicemen. Okay, all right, Secret Service. I mean, I'm talking about National Guard, not Secret Service. Okay,
Powered by Riverside FM.
I'm talking about servicemen, military. They don't belong there. They don't belong there. But yet they are going to these streets for what? For what? Why is it? Military for peaceful protests? Wow. Okay. I mean, now you see the people that are getting you see all these immigrants over here just working, making a living, paying taxes, and committing crimes, and they being deported. Now look at your farm plantation lines. Look at everything. There's a shortage because you want them out, and many businesses gonna suffer. And when we get the tariffs, countries will go somewhere else. They ain't got to do business with the United States. Okay, they'll go somewhere else. Tariffs on countries. Okay, just raising tariffs. It's about you made $150 billion, but you gotta realize how much that cost gonna come back on the consumers when it's all said and done. Prices of food, inflation. We look at it now. Look at us now. Can't go to school right now because you look at the education department, they're shutting it down. Harvard, just DEI stuff. And it's just a lot of things that shouldn't be happening. That's happening now. Punishing radio, talk show hosts to get off the air. Got news stations. Some news stations that are scared to speak up because you have them off the air. But if you knew the Constitution, okay, if you knew the Constitution protect you as long as it's not a threat. You have freedom of speech. That's the bottom line. Defamation of character, just we don't have to do that either. But other than that, you are protected under the Constitution. Know your Constitution. People, my family fought for this United States of America. Military, okay, fought for this United States of America. Veterans, people died. Wars. My family, World War II won. Vietnam. But yet, here it is, 50 years later, we see this hierarchy government comes in and dismantle the military as if they don't have rights when it comes to them providing for medicine, food for them that they need jobs, psychological, mental health. What is the diversity? Okay, defund public schools and diversity, threatening to get council government contracts. Yeah, diversity programs. This here. Then you got you see Linda McMahon. She gonna do everything Trump says does. Yeah. When you look at what situation, I mean these are. I mean this is this thing you got. What's the judge name? Perel, whatever name, Perel, whatever name from Fox News. She didn't say things. It's in the news. She said things really. They got her on news saying things that's not normal. Even her own station said rebuttal against her. And Fox was sued for $1 billion, or about $1 billion, for that. I mean, really. I mean, for voting machines. Man, this news, man, it's good to report. Keep reporting it. This ain't fake news either. This is real news, people. But we just gotta keep praying. See, give me something to talk about because history, going to school, just makes it more interesting because you see that you'll be talking about it yourself. You know, even though you had classes, but you see when you know the law, you see things that are happening right now that shouldn't be. You know, I mean, really, yeah. Some places have eliminated diversity for because they was worried about getting defunded. Some of the biggest companies did it. Okay, I mean, you know, your pop companies, I mean, your finance companies, your commercial companies, your entertainment companies, uh, because of investigation. Uh, and I think that if people would stand up, the Supreme Court ruling, okay, I mean, and go and challenge that. You have a right. Many people are are being challenged by the court of. You look at the Court of Appeals uh, when it comes to violate that. Some things the Court of Appeals will not let tolerate. So when you look at the K through 12 schools, you know, I mean, wow, I mean, you're in the school systems. I mean, it's this is not normal. Uh, so so far, the Supreme Court has made it a little more difficult to the lower courts to enforce their orders. If you look at it against President Trump, why is that? And these are lifetime judges. It's not. They're not supposed to be about politics. It's supposed to be fair. They don't supposed to be involved in that. But yet they are five justices. Okay, when you look at it, it shouldn't be. Maybe they should limit the term limits for these judges, these lifetimers, because all they doing is, I mean, getting involved in politics. I know you was a Republican or a Democrat, but it doesn't when it comes to the law. You shouldn't have outreach where Okay, you are siding with the president. That's what there is. It's unconstitutional too. It seems it seems assuming illegal or unconstitutional. So I mean, really, take a look at it. The basis, the marriage, stuff like that is broken. So it's gonna have to Roberts, the Chief Justice, he need to stand up to Trump. I saw on the news, I saw that a session on when they had that speaking address the president did, and before he was done, when he got done, he went over and shook Judge Roberts' hands on the paper like that is to say, it was a sign. When you look at that, I don't know. People take things, they look at stuff. People are watching, okay? And for anybody to threaten anybody is wrong. They should be put in jail. Anybody, I don't care who you are, white, black, whoever you are, to threaten anyone, make anyone scared, should be put in jail. See, the Constitution is here for you. You have the right to protect when it comes to your home, in your home. Okay? The Constitution is here to protect people from stuff like this uprising. People, threaten people. But you got people out here who will do it, will try to threaten people. Well, always follow the rule of law. Stand up for what you believe in. Okay? Stand for what you believe. You believe in one nation under God, then you're one nation under God. You believe in there's a God, okay, you believe there's a God. You have a right like everybody else. And I think that we see now that people rights are being violated to a point. And I think that in this time, the last we two and a half, 3.5 years to go, there'll be a change. I think people are going to vote who they want to vote for. I think when you look at the White House, when you look at the House and Senate, no matter what gerrymandering or anything they try to do, it won't succeed because God ain't gonna let it succeed. No matter what they do, they still ain't gonna win. No matter if you try to mess with the election, you ain't gonna win because God doesn't like evil. God doesn't like that. No matter how men try, you won't win. People are praying. Good outweigh evil any day, as long as you live on this earth. So I don't care how much money they got, how much when it comes to election time, He's gonna put the things that need to be set order. He knew about this time. He knew about what's gonna take place. He saw what's gonna take place, and right now he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Disobedience is not God's cup of tea. He doesn't like it. Okay, president and vice president, senators, cabinet members, whoever you are. I pray that your heart change, your mind change. You really want to meet God in the Bible. So I said, well, he ain't coming back yet. It's already, no, he can do what he want to do now. He doesn't have to just come back and change his world. He can come back and deal with what he have to deal with now. Yeah, that's the kind of God we serve. He love everybody. He want us to love everybody. He want us to do, and we got to do that as Christians. So I'm talking like this to really, it could be a chastisement of the way that America is acting right now because of the things they did, you know, been doing. But now it also can shift too. Be a change in America. So thank you all for listening to Can't Catch Break. It's a segment I know as Christians, y'all, you should be talking like that. As Christians, no, you should be involved in politics. Well, I am not. Uh, I am not. You know, I am not here to mash anyone or anything, but I want everybody to be happy. I'm here to be just be blessed, be thankful. The family prosper, kids grow up. But let's pray. So yeah, until then, y'all have a blessed and a good day always. Remember the best is yet to come. Keep your head up. All right, all right, all right.